Okay. So,
Okay.
everybody, this is Chelsea. Chelsea, do you mind starting off by just introducing yourself? Tell everybody who you are, where they can find your stuff, what you do, that sort of thing.
Sure. I'm Chelsea Gorham, hence the CG and CGDesigns. I do woodburn jewelry primarily and woodburn art, and I have a website where I have a shop website where I sell all my jewelry. Don't usually post my art on there. It has a few other services on there.
Anyways, I love your work. I think you know that. I don't know if you can hear me. I wear your earrings all the time and have been wearing them for almost all of the interviews, except for the days where I forgot.
Yeah.
But I thought that it would be fun. I don't know if people can see me okay. Can people see and hear me okay? Thumbs up if you can. But I want to show off some of my pieces that I have of yours. So, like my collection of CG designs. Yeah?
I love
Just
it.
so that people can get a really good taste of what you have here. So this is just, I don't even think this is all of them, you guys. This was my first pair that I ever got of yours, and it's such a classic, and I love them so much. These I think were one of the first pairs from your earring of the month. These were an earring of the month. These were an earring of the month. Just got these ones and I love them. They're so big and dramatic. And these ones are leather. And then these ones are like iridescent. We've got the leaf ones, and these ones are really pretty. They hang really nice. These are little studs. You guys, I have just a few pairs, huh? These were a collaboration that you did with Fine Line Pyro. These were a collaboration that you did with Allie from Alley Oops. I love these ones. These are threaders, and they hang so nice. I wear these ones probably the most out of all of them. This pair and this pair. I wear so many of them all the time. And then probably my favorite thing from that you put together was this bracelet. And
I love it.
It's with a bunch of little tiny charms from all of the retreaters, the people that were at the Burn Club retreat last year, and I love it so much. It's so pretty.
I do too.
Totally brought me to tears.
Too. It's the best. It was so fun to do.
So, yeah. Look at this, Chelsea.
I am amazed. I've been wanting to see your collection, and I don't think that's all of them.
I don't think it is either. I'm really bad at taking earrings off, like in the kitchen or in my family room or in my bathroom. So they're kind of all over the place. So I collected them all together, but I'm pretty sure I'm missing a couple.
I love it, though. I love it. So I thank you so much for showing that. That was fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love being part of your Earring of the Month club. It seriously is like the happiest happy mail to arrive at my door each month.
I love it. Yeah, those are fun. Those are very fun to make. Those are what I like about them is that, which is kind of one of the questions I guess we'll get to whenever we get to it. But can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. But yeah, but the Earring of the Month thing is really, it's a great way for me to do a batch set of earrings, which was like the sole purpose of doing it is because getting in where I can make the same pair of earring over and over again and send it out to, you know, whoever's my subscribers has been just really easy for me as a busy mom to batch order something.
So you guys got to see a little taste of, actually a decent sized taste of her work from my personal collection. And you can hear in her accent that she is definitely, she's not Californian, let's just say that. So where are you located? Are you home safe? Tell us a little bit about like home life, and you have kids and what that's like, you know, being at home in COVID times.
Right. I am from the South. I'm from Texas, and I'm born and raised in Texas. I am now in Amarillo, Texas, and I'm at home safe. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool 3 of my oldest children, and my 4th is too young right now. I mean, he's kind of preschooler age. And yeah, we're home safe. Things are not that different for me, being that I am a stay-at-home mom and I'm used to staying and homeschooling my kids. That hasn't been a big hiccup for me. I know other families are having a hard time schooling from home and being with their children all the time. But I'm like, oh, this is normal for me.
Yeah, this is normal.
Yeah. So it hasn't been that big of a change for me. But recently, my husband did just get furloughed last week. And so that's a big deal. Yeah. Yeah.
That's new. That's something
right
that you're gonna have to figure out.
Yeah. But I mean, he's been home working on projects. Yeah. But we'll get through it, but I've been like really pushing, with my business, trying to get that, keep that steady for us at least, while we're kind of dealing with this uncertainty. So.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's so many people this thing is affecting, and it's like as time goes on, you're seeing more and more who is being affected by it, and it's so rough and so hard, but we're here for you, girl, supporting you. You just let us know if you need the community to back you up,
And that's what I love about this community, is you guys are all been so supportive. I didn't get to participate in the Burn Club craft fair, but I community come together, and I know it's there and it's going to be there whether the craft fair is going on or not. So yeah, I feel really good about it either way.
Oh yeah, it's the cool. It really is.
Yeah.
So since you are a veteran at being home with kids and working from home while you're at home, teaching your kids, raising your kids, feeding your kids all the millions of snacks that they require, do you have any like tips for people who are maybe in a similar situation?
Give yourself grace. Not everybody's normal looks the same. I know that having your kids at home all the time is a big challenge for somebody, who's not used to it. But give yourself grace and take lots of breaks. Let your kids just explore the way they explore. I think my kids know to learn the same. Their activities are different. Their interests are different. So I think just let them explore and just do what feels natural to them, and just take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and you'll learn to love it because you get to. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. There's just like a 3-second delay, so I start talking and then it takes a second. It's funny. I just I love the approach of child-led. I think that's great. So giving yourself grace too, I think that's so important right now. I think everybody thinks that they need to be so good at everything right now, and we're all in a crisis right now. So if your kids are fed and are happy, then you're doing a great job, right? At least as far as I'm concerned. So
I agree. And we're on the home stretch.
So how did you first find
in school? So okay, I'll stop.
So how did you first find wood burning, and when did you first pick up your wood burning tool, and how did you find it?
I believe it was like the end of year 2017 is when I first picked up my wood burner. And it was all on a whim, and a really funny story, because at the time I was a vendor at our local market as a henna artist, and I was doing, and there was one of my customers came in, and he is also a musician. And after I finished his henna design, he went, "Man, I really like the way that looks. The lines are so clean, and la la la. Could you do that on my guitar?" And I went, well, I don't know if I could henna your guitar, but I could kind of look into how I could. And so a guitar being wood, I was like, who do I know that has a wood burner? I didn't know anybody. So my mom is an artist, and she has been all her life. I grew up with her just always exploring art. And so I was like, I'll ask my mom. And sure enough, she had a wood burner, and I still. So that's the story, how it got started.
It really is a dinosaur. You have got to see this machine. It is something. I got to see it at the retreat, and it is, yeah. Oh, if you have it, please show it off. It is really something. Yeah, look at this thing.
So, look at this, like.
But it's old. It's so old.
But I use it primarily still because so cool. Its heat is very consistent, and I just love the one pen that I primarily use is this knife tip, if you can see it. Where is it?
Yep.
And this is, it came with this, and this is metal, you guys, and it is vented, and it doesn't heat up and burn your hand.
It's crazy. It's so cool. Ooh, it took a second. I don't know how it was for everybody. Audio just caught up in like a half a second, a whole bunch of
weird.
So it was a little bit weird. I know. Anyways, this whole technology thing, man, I cannot wait until they figure this whole thing out and we don't deal with this anymore, because that would be really, really nice to just be able to talk.
I know.
Okay, so which came first? I would like to know, chicken or the egg, jewelry making or wood burning? Which one came first?
It kind of at the same time, kind of. Wood burning first, and I didn't want to screw up a large piece, so I was buying small rounds and little things because I was like, I just want to practice on this little tiny area. I don't want to ruin this beautiful piece of wood. And I had a friend over and showing her what I was doing just to practice for this guitar project, right? And she was like, you know what? Those would make really cute pieces of jewelry. And I went, aha, you know, and it said that's how it happened. And I'd never been a jewelry maker or artist or anything prior to that. I just dove right into it.
That is so cool. Well, what's really neat is that you dove right into wood burning by agreeing to do a guitar straight out of the gates.
Right.
And then you dove again right into jewelry making, which I just think is so fantastic. What can happen when you just like follow these different ideas and whims and, you know, these aha moments that you have. I just think is so cool. So cool.
And it just feels like it's so neat just to pick up something and want to master it. That's just the way I am. I love like learning new things, and I'm like, I want to get good at it, and I just want to just immerse myself in it. And so it's just I always like to challenge myself. So I'm like, let's go, you know?
It's so cool. I love that. Okay, so I know that your mom is an artist. Have you always done art? Has it just always been part of who you are in your life and the way that you live it?
Yeah. Like I said, I just grew up with art all around, and I think the earliest memory I have of art was when I was 3. And my mom was really good also at scrapbooking or baby book making, and so I have it now. It's in my possession, and I flipped through there, and she had saved like art pieces from since I was a toddler all the way up into high school, or in this baby book. And so yeah, I've always done art, and I never really considered myself an artist, really. I just knew I loved it. I love creating. I love doing things with my hands, but I never called myself an artist until up until these last 2 years, really. Really, with the encouragement of you, has been a big thing for me.
You are. Well, you definitely are an artist. That is for sure. So I'm definitely own that title. You should.
Thanks.
So what goals do you have for CGDesigns? Like, where do you see CGDesigns going, and do you have any goals that you want to share with us?
Second, but goals, everywhere, goals?
Yes.
Okay. Goals for me right now are kind of like they feel distant right now, but I would love one day to own my own shop and have my own art in there, and with the display of all my earrings. I think that would just like a really small cutesy shop. That would be like long-term goal. Short term, I would say I would like to do more collaborations, and I would like to expand and my portfolio. I recently started doing portraits, which is like a big step for me, but I've always been interested in doing them, but just want to expand outside of just the earrings. I don't want to pigeonhole myself of just being like the earring girl, but although I do love that, but I want to kind of just expand a little bit and explore.
Well, you have so much talent that I don't think it would be you're not pigeonholed by only doing earrings, but I think that you're robbing all of us from what you can be doing with your talent. So like I love that you're picking up and doing these portraits and stuff like that. Like I think it's so awesome. I love seeing you step outside of just earrings, even though I'm clearly obsessed with your earrings and I love your earrings and I don't want you to ever stop making them. But yeah. I think it's fantastic that you are branching out and trying a bunch of new stuff. I think it's really cool. And I love this idea of an in-person shop. That would be so fun.
Yeah, I would love that. I've just been long term. We'll see if it happens, how it pans out. But yeah, it'd be fun.
When the time is right, it'll present itself for sure. What inspires you? Where do you find inspiration?
Well, I mean, I have a lot. Mostly it's beauty. I always say I just want to make pretty things. I just want to make pretty, lovely things. So beauty and nature is a big deal. I try to mimic that as best I can with my style, which I feel like my style is more technical or linear, and I try to blend those two together. So nature and the seasons are a big inspiration to me. Geometry, symmetry, those type of things.
Yeah, big delay. I mean, honestly, you're completely describing your brand and your art with all of those words that you're using. So let's talk about the Earring of the Month Club, because I'm a member, but I would love for people to hear about the Earring of the Month Club, what it is and what it entails and what people get and all of that stuff.
Okay. So like I said, it was just a project that I needed to batch a lot of earrings, and I had a few people interested already in kind of saying, I'd love to buy one monthly, and so I thought of this Earring of the Month Club would be a great idea for them to get their hands on them. And it's always a themed set of earrings, or a themed earring that is sent out, and everybody gets the same one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of cool. And I have 4 different options to sign up. A VIP, which gets you like, all the bells and whistles. And then I have a 12-month plan without the bells and whistles, and I have a 6-month plan and a 4-month plan. And they're all affordable options, I think, for a gift or for yourself or whatever. And it's just a fun way to surprise yourself every month, I guess. And you can sign up for it on my website. Yeah. So, and signups, it's okay. And signups are on my website. There's a whole area where I have the subscription options. And it's really easy. I mean, I do all the work and you get all the free, not free stuff, but the good stuff.
And it is good stuff. It's seriously, it's my favorite thing. Every time I get it and it arrives at my door, I'm like, yes. And it's a surprise every time. And so you just never know. You know that it's going to be Chelsea's eye on a pair of earrings, and you all saw my collection. Like, she hasn't ever steered me wrong. So every pair of earrings I wear and I love, which is so fantastic. So you also recently started a junior line. I would love to hear you talk about that, because I just think it's the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah. my daughter recently got her ears pierced, and she's my only daughter, and she has been wanting to do it anyways for such a long time, seeing me make earrings all the time. But I was like, wait till your 10th birthday, and we did, and so we went and did that. And of course, you have to wait the whole like 6-week time period. And during that time, she was like, I just want some cute earrings. And I was like, well, how about you know, sketch out some designs that you want to put on some of these earrings, and we can do something. And she did, and she did a fantastic job, and I helped her. I did all the burning. She just came up with all the concept of them and pieced them together and helped me. It was just a fun little mother-daughter collaboration, and it was a success. We sold all but one piece, and I think we had like 13 pieces. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
so awesome. I hope there's going to be another round, another collection with this juniors edition. I think it's cool.
Yeah, and she made the profit on it, and so she's already looking forward to the next one. And so I said, yeah, we're gonna do another one. So yeah, she's already been like, let's go.
You know, you got to start those entrepreneurs while they're young. You got to train them while they're young.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's also, in your website, you have a design portion to your website. You offer henna services, but then you also offer services about like booth and brand styling. And I personally have seen what you do when you go in. And she went in, she knows my stuff, she knows my website, she knows my Instagram, and then she went into Pinterest and found things that she thought would look really, really great for a booth styling that is very Woodburn Corner feeling. And she can do that for anybody. So I would love to hear you kind of talk about these services that you offer, because I think they're really, really cool.
Okay, so yeah, henna is something that's kind of a seasonal thing, and it's just always up there just in if someone wants one. And then the booth styling and service was something that kind of blossomed from our the Burn Club retreat, because I wanted to do a little teaching on booth styling, because I had so much fun getting my booth ready for markets. And I had so many people come to my booth just to see my booth without knowing what I did, without ever knowing that it was earrings. They just wanted to see what I was doing, because they're like, your booth is so eye-catching. And that felt good, and I loved doing it. And so whenever I came to you ladies at the retreat and said, this is how I feel whenever I think of your work, I think it's not, like for Janny with Red Roof Barn, I was like, it's kind of, yours is rustic, and it's, and it's chic, and it feels, warm, and, just play off of those ideas, and then come up with a booth styling that they can make a market presence. Oh.
Hi. Is this better? Is it working? You guys.
I can hear you.
Whoop. Okay, good. It's definitely, the delay is still there, but at least it's a little bit better. Okay, so we talked about junior line and your booth and branding, and your portraits, which I love your new portrait offerings that you're doing. You guys should go check them out if you haven't yet. I want to know though, do you have any goals of things that you want to try, like art-wise, that you haven't tried yet?
Outside of wood burning?
I mean, it could be within wood burning or outside of wood burning. Just if there's anything art-wise that you want to give a go that you haven't tried yet, like a new technique.
Probably, I mean, the fact that I'm doing these portraits has really shown where I need to work on shading more. I think, like, work on my gradient style. I'd like to work on that, because it hasn't been a huge challenge, but I know it needs improvement, to where I could feel comfortable making a whole wood piece. Sorry?
You are your own worst critic.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm like, I just want to be able to have like a wood piece where I can completely feel comfortable shading it and doing the whole wood burn piece only with the burning, and not have to work with paint or watercolor to fill in the gaps, so to speak. I mean, I look at artists out there wood burning, so that's one goal.
Okay. How much time do you spend wood burning versus the rest of your business? Like, what percentage would you say you spend on wood burning versus everything else that is involved?
I would say that it changes day to day, but I think on average I probably spend about 30 to 40% wood burning, and all the rest is business. And yeah, I think that's everything. And the rest.
That makes sense, and that's, I mean, I think fairly common for a lot of people is to spending more time on the business side of things and less time on actual creative art.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear you talk about these super successful live video sales you've been doing. You did it with your junior collection, and then you also did it with just stock that you had. And I would love to hear you talk about that a little bit, because I know that in this weird time of COVID-19, people are having to shift their business online. And I saw how successful like a live sale can be. And so I would love to hear you kind of talk about your experience with it, what worked, what didn't work, what your suggestions are, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I've done, the idea came from my business coach, I guess you would say, that I met through a Facebook group. She posts her own creative entrepreneurs Facebook group, and I joined that about the same time I probably joined Burn Club, which was about 2 years ago. And she she did the virtual market thing, and she said that this is where it's at. There's no hassle of packing up your gear and taking it to a market. You can do it from your couch if you want to. And so that really, you know, I took interest to that, and she kind of coached me on how to do it. And yes, I've done 3, and they've all been very successful. The trick to doing one is to build up a lot of hype, and, you know, give your audience plenty of time to come in and know what's about to happen. Give incentives whenever you're doing your live with visually appeasing too. People don't really stick around for lives if it's, I mean they don't always stick around for lives, but it's if you make it visually appealing and you speak on give discounts during the live and discounts for joining the live, and, you know, make it fun, maybe with a say you're going to donate, you know, a portion to charity or something like that, to where people will show up and support what you're doing.
Yeah, I love that. Those are great tips. And it really is true that now is the time to shift your business to doing things that are easier. And that's something that people were saying about like, the Burn Club Craft Fair, is that they were like, I didn't hurt my back, I didn't lose my voice, I have to flip all of my things, and there was no overhead at all. Like, this whole online sales thing is fantastic. So everybody should look into doing a live sale. Yes, it's a little bit uncomfortable and nerve-wracking putting yourself out there like that, but some great things can happen when you do. So I encourage you guys to give it a go, because it's awesome. Okay, time for the deserted island question, which is like my favorite question. And I think people have really been enjoying it too. You're going on a deserted island. You can only bring one of each of the 5 with you: a burner, a certain nib, a type of wood, and then a non-essential but essential to you tool that you have to have with you on this island.
Okay, don't laugh, but I will bring my Old Faithful. I think I will, because it's been so good to me. It's been so good to me. And I primarily use the tip that comes with it, and I love it. And this is that knife tip. My birthday is coming up, and I have my eye on a PJL Enterprise. And so maybe that one will be the replacement. But anyway, but that will be my burner. The knife tip.
Okay, and that'll be the nib that you bring. Okay.
Yeah. And I love the clean straight lines as like that's my jam.
Yeah.
And I okay, I'll get to that in a minute. And then the wood that I would bring, I primarily burn on birch, and I like birch plywood for my earrings. And so that I do enjoy birch. I love any wood that has just almost a white wood color, and I feel like birch is there.
Yeah.
Essential tool. It's very odd, but I use it all the time. You can see that.
Oops. Ooh, what is that? That's like a little picker.
It's like a dental pick. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm like something my dentist would use.
Right? I don't know where it came from. I found it in my husband's toolbox, but I was it has multiple uses for me, but like I can like hold a small earring down with this point and still burn. Like the glue, affixing the glue. This also helps press it down so I don't get glue on my finger. I mean, like it has so many uses. And then also the pick part like scrapes out lines if it gets like a little burn char in there or paint. Oh, and also like I have jewelry earring cards that I poke holes in, and I use this to do that. So it has so many uses.
It seriously is like a multi-use tool for you. That is wild. I love it so much. Are there any other tools that you have found that are essential to you in what you do?
I love the Tombow sand eraser that helps erase even paint that you don't want somewhere, you know, that has been a great tool. Also, paint, like I feel like color is a big part of what I do, and I would definitely have to bring my watercolor paint, my travel set if I could.
Oh, see, but you don't get to. You only get to choose one thing that you bring with you. You have to choose a little dental pick or watercolors. You don't get to bring both.
I don't know. If it came to that, I think I would have to choose watercolor over this guy. I would.
Interesting.
I know. I'd be like, glue all over my fingers and everything.
You're like, I'll burn them, I'll glue my fingers, it'll be fine, but give me my watercolor. Yeah, I need
exactly.
You'll have plenty of water around you. You're on an island, so.
There you go. There you go. Definitely.
What apps and programs do you find yourself using for your business that have been helpful?
It's kind of changed. Like I used to use a lot of editing programs, which was called Snapseed. That one was good for editing photos. I do use that sometimes, but I find the Instagram editing tool is just as good in most cases. I like it better than like a lot of other editing apps. I think it does such a great job editing photos. Sometimes I'll go to Instagram, edit a photo, take a screenshot of it, and not post it to use for other things because I just like the way that it edits photos. I agree, yeah. So I think that Instagram does a pretty good job. I use Canva a lot for promotional things if I'm...
Canva's pretty fantastic. Oh, you broke up for a second there. Sorry, you said Canva and Snapseed and Instagram. Is there anything else that you wanted to add in that I missed?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah.
No, those are great. Yeah. Those are great apps, great cool things. So you said that your favorite earring type of wood to use is birch. Are there other types of woods that you like to use for your pieces?
I have got my hands on basswood, just for some larger pieces. But what I like about most pieces that I get is that the brand that I go for with the look that I'm going for, I don't do any live edge, although I find live edge beautiful. I just want clean, albeit pine. I won't
Yeah.
do pine, but it's about anything that has clean edges. I love, and is a nice, pretty wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice, pretty light wood
So,
that you can really manipulate however you want.
yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, what parts of the business do you absolutely love, and what parts are a total chore?
Oh, I love aha moments. I love creating. I love challenging myself and pushing myself to do things. I do love that. And whether it be a wood burner or another a leather maker or whatever, just I'm real big on supporting my community. I love supporting my local community and collaborating with people that way. Also online, it's been great, and I love that. And I also, oh, what else? Oh, but what I don't like, I don't particularly love spending time posting things. Like I don't love that aspect as much. Spending time on social media, it's so necessary, but it can be such a drag sometimes, honestly.
I mean, it can be a chore. It can be something that it's like, oh, I have to get that up. You know, it can be that way. So I get it.
Yeah.
And you have
So
to keep showing up too. You know, you can't ever stop.
You do.
You have to keep producing. So
Right.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Any advice for newbie wood burning artists?
I feel like I'm a newbie, so but I think I think that I have found that if you play to your strengths and stick with what you know and start there and just have fun with it in the beginning, your style will develop. Don't feel like you have to go off and do what everybody else is doing to get noticed. I think really just stay true to you and stay true to your as an artist, because we're all individuals and we all have something to bring to the table.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic advice for anybody who's starting out. Really nice. Is there anything else that you want to show us? Does anybody have questions for Chelsea that they want to ask? And if there's anything that you have that you're working on that you want to show us, or anything your workspace that you want to show us, or any tools that you want to show us, feel free to take it around.
Okay, yeah, I'm working on a few things. I'm always have like a lot of projects going on at once, it feels like. But on my birthday, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this little guy.
Yay! So pretty. I hope you guys can see that, because it's so pretty. And if not, yeah, there we go. There's a nice up. So pretty. So we'll be able to learn that from her, I believe, you guys. So go and check out her Instagram feed. Yeah, I know. It's definitely delayed. Still seeing the star up close, so I'm not sure what other people are seeing. But that's really cool that everybody can learn how to create that.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And then I'm working on my earring of the month earring right now, and I'll give you a little look at it. This is so there's a little one.
We didn't see it. No. It's so choppy. I think anything you show us is going to be a very, very small taste as it is.
Like slow mo.
So chubby. It's gonna be. You'll watch this back and go, "Oh yeah, nobody could see it." It's still gonna be a big surprise for sure.
Okay. But yeah, and then working on my portraits. I'm working on portraits right now. I have a few orders in on that. And I could show you, if I hold this up, that's just one of them.
So pretty.
Can you hear me?
So pretty. And you guys can see a much clearer version on her Instagram feed.
What's that?
I just want to make sure that people know that they can see much clearer versions of these beautiful pictures and beautiful artworks on your Instagram and on your website.
Sorry. Yeah. And then my workspace is right behind me. It's where my husband built me a standing workbench about a year ago, a little over a year ago, and it has saved my back. I feel like I have better posture using it, and that's my area right there. I can show you up close if you want. Hopefully it won't cut out, but hold on. It's like right.
I'm like we'll see if we can see anything. There we go.
So that's it.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, and I just have
nice bright light.
Yeah, and this is just where I have all my like projects, orders going out. This is a collaboration I'm currently working on for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Jewelry, all jewelry, making supplies to all my wood pieces. Looky there. I have
all of those.
two, and this is like tons of wood, little small pieces to make earrings from. So yeah, this is my little caddy that keeps everything. And then under here is tons of this is some market stuff down here, some wood, shipping supplies and whatnot.
So it's all just in that one little spot. Everything is contained right there.
Yeah, and it's not fancy. It's not sophisticated or nothing fancy, but it's fun. Amazing. It works for me.
My husband wishes that I only took over one small desk and area.
Well, yeah. Well, see, and I live in a small house. When we bought this house, we only had 3 kids. We weren't planning on a 4th, and so space is very limited here. And this is my little corner, and it's literally right by the so I can look on all the kids when they're outside, so it works.
Yeah, you got to be right in the middle of everything. I get it. Anyways, Chelsea, thank you so much for doing this with me. You are such a joy. I love what you're doing. I love your art. Everybody, please go follow Chelsea at CGDesigns 806, and you can go check out her website. If you want to get some earrings and be part of the Earring of the Month Club, you can go join that. And just check in on all the stuff she's doing. You're doing so many cool things. I love seeing what you're up to and what you're creating. It's so much fun. If anybody has any more questions, I am going to post a little question box. Whoops. I don't know if you guys can hear her. I'm gonna put a question box after this. If you have any more questions for Chelsea, you can put them there. And then I will be sure to get these answers in written format because I know that this was maybe a little bit hard to hear and watch. So it will be going up in a blog post, but then you also can watch it on YouTube. So be on the lookout for all of that. And Chelsea, I just think you're great. I love what you do. I love your art. I love your earrings. I just think you're so fantastic. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rachel.
All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye-bye.